There's no sound. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, hold on. There's no sound. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, hold on. There's no sound. Okay, it looks like sound is working. Let's get this shindig started, shall we? Okay. Chalt, or Chalt, Chartreuse Shadows, a work by Venger Satanis. I believe he did this cover, potentially. If he did, he's an awesome artist. And he also made this meta sigil, which is a chaos magic affectation. But anyways, let's see. Venger Satanis, Chartreuse Shadows. It is a humorous spoof, parody, and satire not intended to be taken seriously. You really need to know this because, yeah, it's pretty political. But again, not nearly as much as Venger's Adventures. And I hope... Hold on one moment, let me check to see if I can hear myself still. And hold on. It's a humorous spoof, parody, and satire not intended to be taken seriously. You really need to know this because, yeah, it's pretty political. But again, not nearly as much as Venger's Adventures. And I hope... Hold on one moment, let me check to see if I can hear myself still. Okay, yep, I can hear myself still. Sorry about that, wait. Okay, so Chartreuse Shadows. It is a Lovecraftian post-apocalyptic science fantasy eldritch gonzo sleazy role-playing game setting for just about any fantasy adventure game. I bet you could even use it in Mythos if you wanted to. So let's take a look at it, shall we? The table of contents include saving Chalt, which is including unsolicited game mastering advice, which I kind of agree with some of it. It's not for everyone, though. One of my favorite parts is the Game Master tools on page 17, which is Strange Arrival. Says you don't need a reason why the player adventures are in Chult. However, this kind of setting is new to you or your players. It can hurt to have a flimsy backstory to cushion a blow. You're born this way. Back in 1983, you were playing a text-based role-playing game on the Commodore 64 called Crimson Dragon Slayer, and somehow got integrated into the game after Mountain Dew spilled on the keyboard. There's lots of funny stuff like that. Classic Avenger stuff like that. Lots of NPCs. Something that I think a lot of fantasy OSR games should do is in an adventure where you're in a city or even in a town, come up with everything that could be in a particular NPC's pockets. That would be awesome, and it really gives players an incentivization to do what you want in the game. Be a thief. Just pickpocket someone. Be a fighter. Kill someone and steal their stuff. So many cool things you can do. So many weird things you can find. Thermal detonators, Venger Satanis bobblehead, tape measure, large tube with cerulean paint, halfling skull, which is weird because I'm pretty sure halflings don't exist on Chult. But anyways, lots of interesting things. It's bound up in three sections. There is and you can see this nice little eldritch Lovecraftian clown monster being hunted down by a mighty food barbarian of the wasteland of Chalt, which is just perfect. But it's separated into unsolicited game mastering advice, game master tools, 6 hours to save Chalt, which is an adventure, Sans Egra As, which is another adventure, the Sultana Mutiny, the Cube, another adventure, just tons of adventures until you get to Saving Chult Appendix. And that's just like fetish magic, components, stuff like that. And then you have the admittedly very not safe for work Chult After Dark, which I won't be showing too much of for fear of YouTube's bullshit artists getting on me. But we'll take a little peek at it real quick. So yes, you can see the King in Yellow on Carcosa, Star of Aldebaran, cool stuff like that. And that's all connected to Chult, I'm sure. But yeah, just little quick flip through so you don't see too much. Okay. So after Chult After Dark, there is Kremza Murixam, which is the mega dungeon. The first mega dungeon that Venger created, as far as I know, at least in print, was the Black Pyramid, which is very fantastic in Chult Book 1. This is basically a just as gonzo as uh, the Black Pyramid, but it's more of so it says here 3 words to keep in mind for this mega dungeon are depraved, sleazy, and infernal. So you have this awesome piece of multi-pastel colored artwork. Confession cams, so if you want to do something like inspectors with a confessional cam, or if you want to have like a fourth wall break with the player characters talking to the audience, you can do that kind of cool stuff. You have the montage, the chaos montage, the gods are blind, the Chartreuse elf. And then you have rumors for Kremza Murixam, including if there are any old ones still living, they most likely exist in Kremza Murixam, all the way to some say the key to Chult and this planet's true essence can only be revealed deep inside Kremza Murixam. And, of course, if you ever get into serious trouble down there, use this magical phrase. Klaatu Barada Nefu! I had to make that reference. Okay. You have wandering encounters, so you can always have a chance of running into something fantastical in the mega dungeon, including pink skeletons, octahedrons, all kinds of platonic solids as monsters. Then you have NPCs roaming around. It says that Kremza Murixam is ancient, carved out of the living rock by snake men 100,000 years ago. So you have a giant snake serpent man created dungeon. All kinds of cool stuff that can happen. Different events. There's level 1. Some encounters in rooms. Waspmen Massacre. Level 2. Nudist colony. So you find a nudist colony living in the dungeon. There is... yeah, this is definitely a more NSFW adventure, just so you know. But luckily I'm not monetized, so I guess that helps a little. But yeah, this artwork is fantastic. The credits say that it was done by so yeah, it was written by Venger, cover art of Saving Chults by Monstark, cover art of After Dark is by Adobe Stock Images, Kremza Murixam is by Monstark. So yeah, I thought for some reason that Venger did the cover of Chartreuse Shadows, but I guess not. I guess it was Monstark. Monstark, if you're out there and you're listening to this podcast, you did a fantastic job on that art. hats off to you, man. Finally, you have The End Is Nigh, which is a apocalyptic adventure for Chalt. And of course, you have Sick and Tired of Being a Little Bitch, Learn to Wield with Deadly Force. This is obviously a reference to, among other things, Napoleon Dynamite. Because Venger is stuck in the past, and admittedly the past has more funny stuff, except for some comedians today, but yeah. Just so you know, Venger is almost 50. He's stuck in the past. It's not an, I'm not trying to degrade Venger, just he's old, that's all. And one day I will be the same. Then you have Crimson Dragon Slayer, which is a mixture between old school D&D and D&D 5th edition. The 3 classes are Warrior, Sorcerer, or 4 classes are Warrior, Sorcerer, Priest, and Thief. Races are Human, Dwarf, Halfling, Gnome, Elf, Dark Elf, Half-Orc, Demon, Pixie Fairy, Crystalline, Reptilian, Droid, and you have 4 alignments, Law, Chaos, Neutral, and Unaligned. And then you have Combat. Armored class starts at 10 and goes up to a maximum of 20. And then this is something that I love about Venger's Crimson Dragon Slayer, which you can easily implement into your own OSR games. Crimson Escalation. It is a progressive critical hit range that grows an incrementally wider each round. This goes for both PCs and their opponents. On round 1, everyone has a natural 20 crit range. And by round 3, it's 18 to 20, all the way down to 10 or more. So, basically, the more the combat goes on, the wider the crit range is for the attacks. And that gives the adventurer a much more easy to have character death and monster death and keep everything nice and fast. Then you have sorcery, 1st level spells, 2nd level spells, 3rd level spells, 4th level spells, 5th level spells, and 6th level spells. I highly recommend Chalt. Less so some of Venger's newer stuff, unfortunately, especially his adventures, unless you are conservative, in which case, have fun with that. Yeah, I highly recommend this. I give it, for art, I give it 3, no. So, for the artwork, some of it's stock art, that kind of knocks it down a peg, so artwork is a 2 out of 3. So style is 2 out of 3. Substance is a lot, so substance is a 3. Total of 5. Hold on a moment. So I give it a total score of 2.5 out of 3. I highly recommend it. 2.5 stars is pretty good. If you want this kind of gonzo, eldritch, weird setting, highly recommend it. If Venger watches this, I hope he enjoys my review. And Venger, if you're watching, I am very sorry I didn't get to this review until just now, almost a year later. But, yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed the review, and next time you will see me running Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated. So hop in, watch, and chat to your heart's content. This is the Witch King, signing off.